Hi everyone. So we discussed about the importance of quadratic equation in application of physics. Like we have taken one example and we understood. So in what way we can use the quadratic equation general form conditions to solve in certain situations the numericals in physics. Now, similarly, one more important thing, that is integration. Because let us first take the introduction of each topic, like we have taken 5 topics: quadratic equation, integration, differentiation, vector, sign, sequence and series. So what is the basic data required for each of the topic, and what is the importance, or in what way we can use that mathematical phenomena or mathematical application in solving physics, especially numericals in physics. The one important difficult thing is integration, the meaning of which is very simple, which is nothing but addition. Yes or no? Is that simple or not? It sounds very simple. Addition. Addition is nothing but, integration is nothing but addition. But not like 1 plus 2, 3. So it is little bit different. That different only makes you difficult. And the problem is, when you compare integration and differentiation, both we say that both are inverse process of each other, but comparatively integration becomes bit difficult, in my opinion, especially because most of the times in physics you will come to know that where to use, in what way to use the differentiation, you will come to know, but you will not come to know that where to use integration many times. So that's why it becomes little difficult to apply integration in physics compared to differentiation. But in a simple way, as I said, integration is nothing but addition. In the same way, differentiation is nothing but subtraction or difference. So let us first try to understand integration, and let us take the basic formula here. So as I said, integration is nothing but addition. But addition of what? Addition of not like natural numbers or integers. So addition of infinitesimally small infinite number. Infinitesimally small infinite number. Let's take a quantity x. X is a quantity. Consider one quantity, that is x. Now the quantity value is something we don't know. So that x can be distance, displacement, or electric field, magnetic field, anything. So moment of inertia of a body. So whatever may be the case, when x is one quantity and you have to find that quantity for an element, for a particular case. So if you know if you have the values in such a manner, like the x is, or x, if you can write sum of many almost infinite number, like dx plus so on. So what is d represents is very small, almost negligible. So the total quantity, if you can divide into small portions, and each portion or each element value, suppose dx, such type, if there are many infinite number of infinitesimal small, dx means infinitesimal small. So if you want to add all of them, instead of adding, so in mathematics you will take one symbol, that this one. So this is nothing but integration with respect to x. integration with respect to x. So instead of adding infinite number of infinitesimal small quantities, you can go for one mathematical phenomena called integration. So integration dx. So this is the basic definition in a simple way to understand integration. So one is, it is nothing but addition, because you have to add, but not like big quantities, small quantities. But instead of adding that small quantities, what you will do, use integration. But why it is difficult is, first thing you should come to know that in physics, in a particular situation, whatever quantity they are asking, so you can find as elements, small elements. Then you can get that value of that small element like dx or dy or dz, anything. Then you have to go for integration under certain limits. So that limits from where to where you have to add. So that depends upon the given situation or given question. So that's why there are two types of integration. One is definite and another one is indefinite. One is definite and another one is indefinite. So there are two types of integration. But whatever may be the type of integration, the formulas are same. And the most general and the simplest formula what we will use is, in the whole physics, integration x power n dx. So integration of x power n with respect to x. What is this? Integration of x power n. So integration of x power n with respect to x. Now this thing only, if you take it definite integrals, you will write it as limits, the initial value and the final value. Indefinite integration means you will just write integration x power n dx. But whatever may be the type of integration, here the formula becomes x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. If there are limits, then you will take the limits. Otherwise, it will be like x power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. One constant may be possible. And here, the thing is, this thing we will not use it in physics 99.9%. 99.9% we will not use this thing. We will only use this one. Most of the times. Almost in all the cases, where how to substitute the limits is, you are integrating with respect to x. That's why the limits must be substituted in place of x. Like first upper limit, x2 whole power n plus 1 by n plus 1 minus, then x1 whole power n plus 1 by n plus 1. This is how you will apply the basic and general formula, that is integration x power n dx. Not only x, the variable can be anything, like integration t power n dt will become t power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Integration y power n dy will become y power n plus 1 by n plus 1, so on. Now, apart from that integration x power n or t power n, there are few more formulas you must have to remember to solve the questions at the level of NEET plus JEE Mains. So, what are all the formulas? Let me list out all the formulas. That is, integration x power n dx equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. If there is no limit. If there is a limit, what you have to do? Already I explained you. Similarly, integration t power n dt will become what? T power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. See, both are same, but most of the times we use time. That's why I am giving this also. But both formulas are same. Here y can come. Here anything can come. Now, integration sin x dx. Integration of trigonometric functions. In that, mainly sine and cos. 99% we get sine and cos only. That's why I am giving sine and cos only. Remaining things also, if you wish, you can remember it. But in my opinion, 99% you will get only sine and cos. So that is integration. Sine is minus cos x and integration cos x is sin x. Of course, we will take it as what? Plus c. But here we are not specifying the limits, that's why we are taking plus c. But in physics, this plus c will not come, because we will take only integration of cos x as sin x and we will substitute the limits. What is the upper limit minus lower limit? So please take care of that thing. Now, here sometimes there may be a coefficient to x, like integration sin ax dx. Then this coefficient will become divider, like minus cos ax by a plus c. That is called substitution method in integration. But my suggestion, just remember the formulas, so you will get it most of the things. Now similarly, suppose if it is in the form of like ax plus b, 2x plus 3, x minus 3. So there is x coefficient and there is one constant, suppose. Then also same thing. Differentiation or integration means minus cos ax plus b divided by a plus c. So x coefficient will become what? Multiplier. So higher level of integration no need at this level. So this level of integration is good enough to solve JEE Mains level and especially NEET level. Now after that, integration cos ax dx. Cos x is sin x. So what it will become? Sin ax by a plus c. Similarly, cos of ax plus b dx, what it will become? Sin of ax plus b divided by a plus c. And integration 1 by x dx, that is log x base e plus c. And integration 1 by ax plus b dx. See, 1 by x, here if you compare, there is an x coefficient, there is one coefficient. So that's why here always x coefficient, what is becoming in integration? Divider. So 1 by a log of ax plus b base e plus c. Similarly, integration e power dx is e power x plus c. Integration e power ax plus b dx equal to e power ax plus b divided by a plus c. So every time there is a general formula like sin, cos, e power x and 1 by x. And there is one more formula with coefficient of x. Wherever there is a coefficient for x, that coefficient will become what? Divider. If you remember that, then you can apply in almost all the cases. So this is how you can apply integration formulas. What are all the formulas? So the basic definition and the required formulas. But our ultimate aim is not like we are studying what is integration, how to derive all these formulas. Our main aim is how to apply this integration in solving physics. So that thing, let me explain with one example, that too in physics. So consider like the situation is a particle is traveling along straight line. What is happening? Take the one physics situation, kinematics. Let us take it again, kinematics. So the particle is moving along a straight line. Particle is moving along a straight line. And it traveled for some time. So particle traveling along straight line, started with an velocity u and ended with a velocity v, suppose, and in a time t. What happened in between we don't know. but it covered some total distance s, you consider. It covered some total distance s. Then how to do how to find out s? So how the integration will help you in understanding or in calculating the displacement? See, if you take the separate specific motion, it is different. Like uniform motion, you take it. What is the uniform motion condition? Velocity remains constant throughout the motion, but they didn't mention it. If the velocity is constant throughout the motion, then displacement is velocity into time. Velocity times time. But here velocity is not constant, they did not mention it. So we don't know what is happening. Yes or no? So velocity is changing, suppose. Every instant it is changing. Then you cannot apply that formula. Now you can take another situation, like if the velocities keep on changing, the acceleration may be constant. So if the acceleration is constant, then it is called uniformly accelerated motion. Then s equal to ut plus half at square. S equal to ut plus half at square. But what if that acceleration is also keep on changing? Then you cannot apply that s equal to ut plus half at square. So in that situation, then you will take the help of integration. But how to take that one? So what is the method I said? Integration is nothing but addition. You have to add. What you have to add? Infinitesimally small, infinite number of quantities. The given quantity should be divided into small pieces, small elements, such that each element has small value. Let's take the division is in this way, like the total displacement you divide into small elements. And each element length you consider as ds. And at one instant you consider the velocity is v within a time dt, small time. For a particular time dt, small time, negligible time almost. Or you can understand in this way also, that between two instants, delta t. Delta means from one instant to another instant, one position to another position. But here we are talking about at one instant. That means initial and final both are same. That means delta t tends to 0, then delta t we will write it as what? dt. In that way also you can understand that. So this is the small time interval dt, and what is the small displacement covered is ds. With what velocity? v. For a small fraction of time. According to distance and velocity and time relation, distance equal to speed into time, or else displacement equal to velocity into time. So this small displacement ds equal to velocity v time dt. So as we don't have the direct formula for the total displacement, I told you very clearly, they will ask you to find one quantity and you don't have any support from the formulas, direct formulas. Then you have to divide that into elements, and you will be having, and while dividing also you should be careful that when you divide, for small element must be, there is a formula in physics. You will have one formula in physics for small element. In such a manner only you have to divide the given quantity into elements. Then only you can apply integration without any difficulty. So that's why we have taken in this manner, because we have the formula for displacement, that is velocity into time. But this is the small displacement for small time. But we want total displacement. So what is the total displacement? Net displacement. So total displacement is nothing but ds plus so on. How many? You can divide into many. So many, infinite number. As I told you, instead of adding small quantities, so many, you will go for integration ds. Now comes the limits. The most difficult thing is deciding the limits properly. So here you are integrating with respect to displacement. The particle started here. Started journey means the displacement is 0. And ended and total displacement is how much? S. Then you will apply integration here. But here you have to look at the formula, which formula can be applicable. As if you take integration x power n dx, x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. But here it is not like integration s power n ds. Here s is not there. Then if you think properly, you can write it as s power s ds. Because something to the power of is 0, how much? 1. So here 1 is there. So s power 0. Now in place of n, what is there? 0. Apply the equation. S power 0 plus 1 by 0 plus 1. How much? S. Or else integration ds, directly you can write s. Integration, differentiation, inverse process. They will get cancelled. Or integration dx will become x. Integration dv will become v. Integration dy will become y. Integration d theta will become theta. So that here integration ds is s, 0 to s. So that s minus 0, upper limit s minus lower limit 0. So that s. You will get it in this way, right? So this s is equal to, here take it. Now, so this is the total displacement, that is actually integration ds. But here s is the value you have to find. Don't take it like this. Just I applied it here. But what is ds according to the whatever we consider? It is integration v dt. Because we don't know s. If you take it in this manner, you will get s. But that is the value you have to find. Then how do you find it? This s is what? Integration ds. What is ds? V dt. So they will give this v. Who will give? In the question they will give this v value. How it is varying. Then you have to go for integration. They will give this velocity as a function of time. So s equal to integration v dt. So that here integration now with respect to time. Then you will take initial time to final time. Like starting t0. After 5 seconds they are asking. So this is 5, 0 to 5. Like that you have to mention the limits. For example, let me take velocity is given as t minus 1. Then s equal to integration t minus 1 dt. Suppose in 1 second, 0 to 1. Then, so how do you apply the integration? Here as many terms are there, that many terms you have to write it integration separately. Like 1, 2, 2 terms are there. Integration t dt minus integration dt, 0 to 1, 0 to 1. Then here it will become now t power 1, like we have taken formula. T power n dt is t power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So that it will become t power 1 plus 1 by 1 plus 1 minus integration dt means t, 0 to 1, 0 to 1. This is t square by 2. Apply the limits. T square by 2, 0 to 1. T is 1 minus 0. Upper limit 1 minus lower limit 0. Similarly, 1 square by 2 minus 0 minus 1. So 1 by 2 minus 1 is how much? Minus 1 by 2. So this way you can apply integration. But here we have used only one simple formula. What is that? One simple formula. What is that? Integration x power n dx. Similarly, when the situation comes, then you will have to use that particular formula, like whatever formula list we have taken. But this is just I tried to make you understand the introduction to integration and application, how to apply it with a simple example. But based on this or in this way, we will have to discuss many situations, many questions like 50 plus questions we will discuss only just based on integration. So please take care of this integration. So we will be discussing almost around 50 plus questions. So hope you all understood the basic importance of integration and the basic formulas required and how to apply that in a particular situation in physics. So this is the method of integration, especially in physics. So as we are studying about the integration or importance of integration in solving physics, so let me explain you one more last and final thing which you will understand from the concept of integration, which you will also use in many situations throughout the physics syllabus. Like consider a graph. So curved graph between y and x. Now there is a, let's take one curved graph in this manner. Now suppose if they ask you to find out, or you have to find out like what is the area between the graph and x-axis, or area below the graph, if you have to find out, then what you will do? You will draw the perpendicular on x-axis from the starting point and from the ending point. Then this will become the total area of the graph, or total area below the graph, or total area made by the graph with x-axis. So this area, how to find it? So this area, if you want to find, you cannot take any regular shape like rectangle or triangle or square, anything. So here what you have to do is you have to divide it into small elements. As I told, integration is nothing but addition of small elements. So that's why you keep on divide into small elements. And consider one such element having the width dx and at a particular value of y, that is y. Now if you consider this small element, area of small element, what is this area of small element? It is like almost rectangular shape. Height is y or length is y, width is dx. So y dx, this is the area of small element. Then what is the total area? Total area will become dA plus so on. Many such elements are there. So instead of adding, we will go for integration. From where to where? From initial to final. x1 to x2. So that if you take area below the graph, total area, integration dA, nothing but integration y dx from x1 to x2. So this is what the area below the graph. If you want to find area below the graph, you have to integrate the y quantity with respect to x quantity. Like consider the graph between force and displacement. Now the area below force and displacement means what? Integration force with respect to displacement, nothing but what? Work done. So like that you can understand the application of integration in solving or in calculating area below the graph. Like one more example, area below acceleration versus time graph. So integration A dt, integration of acceleration with respect to time, nothing but what? Change in velocity. That's why you have to understand always the importance of mathematics. Not just one or two cases, in many cases. In thermodynamics also, area below PV graph, integration PdV, what it gives? Work done by or work done on the thermodynamic system. Like that, in many situations you will use this concept. So this is how we will use it. But of course, we will discuss in detail in many questions, in many situations. What is the importance of integration in solving or in solving numericals in physics? So hope you all understood what is the importance of integration, and you will practice these things, and we will continue in our next lecture. Thank you. Sound